friends and welcome to the channel. I'm Olivia, and if you've never seen my face before, you can consider me your fragrance fairy godmother. I don't know if it's showing on camera that much, but I colored my hair pink. And a lot of people have been saying that it is a cotton candy color, and let me tell you, after all of the bleaching, it certainly feels like cotton candy. Which got me thinking, wouldn't it be fun if we did a little video talking about smelling like a candy shop? I feel like sweet, edible, gourmand fragrances are really having the spotlight at the moment, and some people love it and some people hate it, and I personally love it, but I have to be in the mood for it. And to be honest, I am in the mood for it right now. I want to smell like a little cupcake. I want to smell like a little sugar bomb. I want to smell like a sweet little fairy. So that's what we're doing today. Welcome to my candy store. So if you like to smell sweet, edible, delicious, and darling, you're in the right place. So grab yourself a little snack, little drink, have a seat, and let's get rolling. Oh, and I forgot to mention that all of the fragrances in today's video are going to be under $100 because we want to smell good on a budget. So now that that's out of the way, sit down and let's do it. We're gonna start off on the budget side and talk about some body mists. Starting off with Cherosa 71. Now this is described as caramelized vanilla and macadamia, but to me, this is the most sticky, sweet, the most ooey gooey caramel fragrance you can get your hands on. Imagine a soft Werther's that has been chilling in your pocket so it got ultra gooey, and then you went and slathered it in maple syrup and honey and vanilla. That's what you're gonna get out of this. It can also kind of remind me of caramelized popcorn. There is almost something buttery about the milkiness, but it doesn't have that sort of salty touch. This is through and through a gourmand, and my brother actually sent this to me the other day, and he was like, oh yeah, someone got in my car wearing that, and it smelled good. Which I haven't had my brother on the channel in a very long time, and I think we're overdue, so that might be a little bit of foreshadowing for next week's activities. And next is a brand new body mist from Fleur, and this is Dragon Fruit. Now these just launched. There's this one and the brand new Moonstone, and this one is bright and tropical and juicy. It will remind you of a Gushers, like a tropical Gushers. Really one of those fragrances that makes your mouth water and is super summery and bright and a little bit tangy. But oddly enough, when I first tried this, this reminded me of something and I couldn't really put my finger on it, and then it hit me. This smells very similar to Eden Juicy Apple from Kayali. So if you liked Eden Juicy Apple but you wanted a body mist version, this is like the tropical fruits version. I wouldn't say they're dupes, but they are very similar. If you liked Eden, you would definitely like this. In the next one, we're going to use our imagination a little bit because although it does smell like cotton candy, it simultaneously smells like clean laundry and dryer sheets. So I still wanted to include this one because they have a body mist of it out now, but that would be Boardwalk Delight from Skylar. The notes are pure vanilla, cotton candy, and coconut milk. But I don't know what it is about this that I'm getting something distinctly floral dryer sheet, which I'm not mad at. The sweetness really balances out the freshness and makes for a very unique scent. I don't have anything that smells like it, and you can get the perfume version or the body mist version. But if I'm being honest with you, I would personally go for the perfume concentration because I find their perfumes to already perform a little bit more like a body mist. So if you get this, temper your expectations a little bit because it's not going to be terribly long lasting. Now, in my experience, maybe it's because I wear very, very heavy fragrances. Body mists just don't cut it a lot of the time, not on their own, but do I like them for layering purposes? Yes. And does this give a really unique sweet candy, but also very clean sort of aspect? Yeah. So she's a cute layering tool. Moving up the list, these are fragrances that you will be able to find at Target, although still very, very affordable. So let's start with Sunrise Moon. And this is going to smell like peach rings, but peach rings that are covered in crystalline sugar, but then in the background, there is just a little bit of spiciness. So you're getting that kind of powdery feel, you're getting the crystalline sugar, you're getting that sweet, juicy, slightly artificial peach, but then just a little hint of spice that makes it a little bit more interesting. And of course, I had to include magnetic candy from Finery on this list. I mean, come on, candy is literally in the name. Oddly enough, this one also has cotton candy as a note. And I don't so much get that kind of sponge sugar vibe, but I get a really sour citrus candy. So it is sugared for sure, but this is more of, you know, those lemon heads, not as sour, but that have a bit of a gooey center. That's what I'm getting from this. I will caution that this has a little bit of a weird artificial thing in the dry down, but I like to chuck this in my bag as a little summer fun. I don't take it too seriously, so if a slightly synthetic-y note is going to bother you, I would forego this one. But if you like a good, juicy, super candied citrus with a little bit of like to it, you would like this. And next is Sparkling Hibiscus. Now, I like to think of this as one of those powdered fizzy candies. If you can imagine that in a tropical form, the ones that you put in your mouth and you can hear them popping and crackling and fizzing, almost like carbonation, that's what you're gonna get from this. It also almost smells a little bit like a pink starburst, which comment down below. What is your favorite starburst color? Because I also really like the yellow ones, but it seems like a lot of people don't like yellow and orange. What do we have against yellow and orange? I mean, pink is the best one for sure, but like I'll stand for yellow. And the next two are from the brand Le Monde Gourmand, which you can find at Urban Outfitters, and these retail for 25 bucks, so still in the very affordable range. And I'm just gonna show the camera the name of this fragrance because I don't need people roasting me on the internet as to how I speak French, okay? I don't speak great French. It's okay, the world will keep turning. So that's the name. Right there. Someone tell me how to say it. This reminds me so much of a Lip Smackers lip balm that I had when I was younger. It has that sweet, candied, yet slightly waxy and powdery sort of feel to it. It smells like strawberries and cream lifesavers. I thought those candies were discontinued, and a lot of people were saying many different places that you can still buy them. I am going to wear this fragrance and then I'm going to go hunt down strawberries and cream lifesavers because one time when I was on a flight, I was 12 or 13 and I ate an entire package of them. Just probably why my teeth suck now as an adult. Great. I don't suggest it. So if you're not so much into something that's very tangy, this is more on the milky, creamy, soft side, but it definitely does have that kind of waxy, almost chapstick sort of vibe to it, but I like it. And next from the same brand is Merang Magi. At least I can pronounce this one, right? So let's say you don't want something that is so fruity and tangy and tropical. This right here is going to be like one of those orange chocolates. Remember that they broke apart in pieces? But imagine that covered with a little dollop of whipped cream. It's praline and orange, but the orange almost comes off as like a condensed orange, not so much a fresh orange that's really tangy, but it's overtaken by the milk chocolate aspects, giving this a little bit of a powderiness, a smooth, delicate sweetness, but definitely more on the chocolate side with a little dollop on top. It's so good. If you want a chocolate fragrance that's not overwhelming and really chocolatey, it's just soft and fluffy, this one. And the next one is from an affordable clean fragrance house called Dime, and this is called I Love Your Smell, Baby. This one is so good, and I think a lot of people would think that this is a basic fragrance, but every time I wear it, I feel very girly, very bubblegum, like I want to put on a big, fluffy, frilly dress and just like dance around like I'm a teen at a sleepover birthday party. You know what I mean? It just connects me to my young self again, and I love it. This has a bunch of different fruits in it, but I am primarily getting a raspberry. This also has a cotton candy note, but it's not as apparent. This one's a little bit more subtly balanced with some rose and some more gentle notes, but it also has a bit of a burnt sugar sort of feel to it. So juicy raspberries, a little hint of cotton candy, but a vanillic warm burnt sugar. It smells like a sleepover. It smells like youth. It smells like fun and vigor. I love it. Now let's move on to a couple affordable Arab perfumes that give that candy vibe. Starting with Taskin by Paris Corner. Now this is also going to give a bit of a peach ring sort of feel, but in this, it's not as sugary sweet and sharp and tangy as the other one. This feels a little bit more smooth, and something about this is also a little bit reminiscent of Arizona sweet peach tea. I gotta say, at first, I did not like this one. Look at that atomizer, hold on. Ooh, she's powerful. Good. But I paired this with a peach lotion, and there is something about this that is reminiscent of a very vintage Bath & Body Works. Do you remember there was a peach scent from Bath & Body Works way back in the 90s? It's peach. That's it, just peach. That's what this smells like. This is giving me old school Bath & Body Works. Performs way better because obviously it's an Arab perfume and is not as tangy and sharp as the Pacifica one. So if you want peach, but you want something a little bit more, a little shampoo-y, I'd go with this one. It's kind of hard to find, I'm sorry, but it's pretty cool. This one is another one that I'm going to toss in there, even though it kind of borders on not super candy-esque, super duper popular, and I think it has facets, so I decided to add it. And that is the super duper TikTok popular Harim Al Sultan. Now originally when this went super viral on TikTok, they had the oil version, and when I tried the oil version, I can't say that I was terribly in love with it. I felt like it went really sugary sweet on my skin, but I also think that I tried it in the wrong season, because now that I tried the spray version, I like it better. Now I say that with a little bit of a tone because it's not my favorite scent of all time. I feel like people were exaggerating just a little bit, you know, to get those TikTok shop dollars, you know what I mean? Like, it's good, but is it like the most groundbreaking thing? No, not really. It's odd though, because the notes that they use to describe this don't really reflect what I smell in this. They say that this has amber and oud and sandalwood and jasmine, but to me, this is sweet and bright, once again a little bit tropical, and has a lot of freshness to it. But out of all of them, I will say that this one is a little bit more complex. So if you want that candy edge while having a little bit more of a sophisticated perfume vibe, I think that you would get this. I think I'm going to wear this tomorrow to give a little bit more thorough and concise idea of it, because I gotta be honest, I wrote it off a little bit. I think I judged it too harshly because I had a different idea. I thought it was gonna be the cat's pajamas because everyone was going nuts, but I think that I judged it a little harshly. So maybe I'll wear her tomorrow and give you an update. And the last of my Arab perfumes is similar to the last one, where this isn't super duper candy forward. This one, out of all of them, is just going to be a light nod to a candied sweetness, but I thought I would add it because it is a dupe. It is definitely a dupe, and that is Amber Rouge by Orientica. And as you imagine, this is a dupe of Baccarat Rouge. Talk about a polarizing scent. Now, that one's really interesting because you do get this burnt sponge sugar vanillic touch, but it's very airy. It's not sickeningly sweet like a lot that I'm talking about today, but it is a candy fragrance video. Of course, we're gonna talk about sweet fragrances. But this one has some nice balancing notes. So it has some jasmine, it has some mossiness. So there is an earthy floral component to this, while having this ozonic sweetness. So if you don't want something that is like gonna rot your teeth out of your face, this is very sophisticated and it is so bang on to the original. So $400, or I think this is like 80, 65, I don't know. This is affordable and it's long lasting and I can smell it throughout the day, and I don't go nose blind to it in the same way that I do with Baccarat Rouge. And next we have some that are going to be available at Sephora. Now these prices are getting up there a little bit, but these are going to be under our $100 marker. So let's start off with Fleur's Mood Ring. This smells like Haribo gummy bears. This smells like high chew candy, like melon high chew candy, but there is also something a little bit cologne-esque about this. Imagine a hot guy is chomping on a piece of high chew melon candy, but he's also wearing a fresh cologne. This. A lot of people thought that this was overwhelmingly sweet, and I thought this was a little bit more tangy than sweet. I didn't find it to be so syrupy sweet. So I like that this is balanced with just a little touch of like a fresh, slightly masculine vibe. Does anyone else get that? And the next one is Perfect by Marc Jacobs. In the beginning, you are going to get something that smells very reminiscent of a red Jolly Rancher. But then in the base, you are getting this almond, this like sweet almond oil. So it kind of smells like marzipan. So imagine marzipan, but you crushed up red Jolly Ranchers on top. It is delicious. And I don't know if this has mimosa flower in it, but it also has a bit of a floral balance to it. So I'm actually surprised that from a house like Marc Jacobs, they pulled off something that's actually pretty unique. And for our last one, where would we be without Yum Pistachio Gelato? Talk about another controversial fragrance. A lot of people felt like this was supposed to be way more creamy and way more pistachio. And this does have a freshness to it, but I personally think that the freshness is from the citruses in the beginning. This came out in springtime of last year, so this wasn't meant to be a super heavy wintertime gourmand, but rather kind of the smell in the air of an ice creamery. So you're getting this sweet, cold, almost metallic sort of vibe, and I like that it has some freshness to it. So if you are looking for something that's really milky, really creamy and lactonic, you're not gonna get that out of this. But if you like something that smells like an ice cream shop with cotton candy and it's kind of floating around you, that's what you get out of this. That mixed with a little bit of shaving cream, but oddly it works. It's like it smells like my dad got home from work, shaved, and then took us for Dairy Queen. I don't know, maybe there's a nostalgia there. It's a very nice scent. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed visiting my candy shop. And let me know if you would like to see a niche version of this, because a lot of niche fragrances don't go into the category of super duper candy, but they might have some nuances, so it could be a fun video. So if you guys want to see that, comment down below. And until next Saturday, 10 a.m. PST, you know where to find me. I'll be here, or be square. And until then, take care of yourselves, my friends.